In the world of K-dramas, love stories are scripted, but sometimes the universe has its own plans. That's exactly what happened with Hyun Bin and Sun Yi-jin, two of South Korea's most respected actors whose paths crossed not once, but twice before destiny sealed their fate. Their story began long before Crash Landing on You ever aired. Back in 2011, when both actors attended the Busan International Film Festival, fans remember a single photo, the kind where Hyun Bin, in his signature calm smile, stands next to a radiant Sun Yi-jin. They weren't co-stars then, just two respected figures in the same frame. But even then, fans said the energy between them was different. Years later, when they co-starred in The Negotiation, 2018, that energy evolved into something unmissable. Though the film was dark and intense, the behind-the-scenes chemistry between them shined brighter than the movie's spotlight. Hyun Bin, known for his reserved personality, often found himself smiling whenever Sun Yi-jin was mentioned. She, equally private, once said in an interview that Hyun Bin was the kind of man who makes a woman feel safe. Fans didn't need more proof. They started shipping them hard. Then came 2019. Crash Landing on You wasn't just another K-drama. It was the drama, one that swept across Asia and beyond. The premise was already magnetic, a South Korean heiress accidentally landing in North Korea and finding love with a North Korean officer. But the spark between Hyun Bin and Sun Yi-jin made it feel painfully real. Every look, every touch, every smile, it wasn't just acting. It was electric. Behind the cameras, crew members spoke in whispers about how natural they seemed together. Their laughter during breaks, the way Hyun Bin would unconsciously look after Sun Yi-jin, handing her water, adjusting her coat, it all looked unscripted. By the time the show ended, fans didn't just want them together. They believed they already were. Then came the tabloids. By early 2020, after Crash Landing on You wrapped up, dating rumors hit the headlines. Both their agencies denied it, calling them close colleagues. But the evidence kept piling up. Photos of the two grocery shopping together in Los Angeles went viral. Sun Yi-jin's Instagram posts seemed to reflect a quiet joy that fans hadn't seen before. Hyun Bin's interviews, usually straightforward, suddenly carried warmth when her name came up. Still, they stayed silent. But fans knew silence in K-drama land rarely means nothing. It means everything. Then, on January 1st, 2021, when the rest of the world was still recovering from New Year's celebrations, Dispatch, Korea's most famous celebrity news outlet, dropped the bombshell. Hyun Bin and Sun Yi-jin are dating. Photos of them driving together, meeting quietly, smiling in ways that only lovers do, flooded the internet. The K-drama fantasy had officially become a real-life fairy tale. This time, their agencies didn't deny it. They confirmed it. The world screamed in unison. Fans, media, and even non-K-drama watchers rejoiced. After Dispatch confirmed their relationship, the world expected Hyun Bin and Sun Yi-jin to flaunt their love in public. But instead of loud declarations, they chose silence, a calm, private kind of love that felt almost sacred. No interviews, no couple photo shoots, no media appearances together. Just two people living quietly despite the world watching every move. In an era where celebrity couples often chase attention, Hyun Bin and Sun Yi-jin did the opposite. They disappeared. Fans called it the calm before the confession, and maybe they were right. Behind the scenes, industry insiders whispered stories about how deeply Hyun Bin cared for her. He would rearrange his schedules, reportedly skip after-parties, and make time to visit her on set during her projects. Sun Yi-jin, too, was said to be his quiet anchor, the calm to his disciplined energy. She's known for her warm, genuine personality, the kind of person who listens more than she speaks. Hyun Bin once mentioned that what he admired most in a woman was someone with sincerity and a heart that doesn't change easily. Fans couldn't help but notice. He described her perfectly. When the world learned they were dating, something magical happened. No one was angry. Unlike many celebrity relationships that divide fans, this one united them. From Seoul to New York, from Tokyo to Lagos, fans celebrated with tears, calling it a happy ending we all needed. Social media flooded with posts like, "They're proof that love stories don't just exist in dramas. Crash landing on you is real. It wasn't fiction. It was fate." Even fellow actors and directors congratulated them openly, a rare gesture in the privacy-obsessed Korean entertainment world. Throughout 2021, the couple kept a low profile, but eagle-eyed fans noticed small, telling signs. Hyun Bin began wearing a simple silver band on his right hand, not a wedding ring, but symbolic. Son Ye-jin posted photos with captions like, "Happiness is simple things" and "Thankful for peace in my heart." Both attended the same brand events, but never together. Yet their outfits and jewelry often seemed perfectly coordinated. Was it coincidence? Or was it their quiet way of saying we're still together, we're still strong? By late 2021, rumors began to swirl that Hyun Bin had proposed. Some fans claimed to have spotted him shopping for jewelry in Seoul's luxury district. Others said close friends hinted at big news coming soon. In December, Son Ye-jin posted a sunset photo with a caption that read, "Every ending is a new beginning." The next day, Hyun Bin gave an interview where he said, "I've found someone I want to spend my life with." Fans didn't need confirmation, they already knew. Then in February 2022, it finally happened. Both Hyun Bin and Son Ye-jin took to Instagram, posting heartfelt letters to their fans. Son Ye-jin wrote in her own words, "I have found someone to spend the rest of my life with. Yes, that's him." Hyun Bin's letter followed. "She always makes me smile. We promise to walk together through the days ahead." The internet went into full meltdown. Within minutes, the posts gained millions of likes, news outlets across the world reported it, and Crash Landing on You clips resurfaced everywhere, now labeled as the beginning of their real love story. Their wedding in March 2022 wasn't just an event, it was a moment in history. Held in Seoul's Aston House, it was attended by only close friends and family, but fans all over the world tuned in virtually, refreshing for updates and photos. Son Ye-jin looked ethereal in her Valentino gown, simple, elegant, glowing like a bride out of a fairy tale. Hyun Bin stood by her side, smiling with that same warmth he'd shown in Crash Landing on You. The press later called it the wedding that healed a nation. It was poetic. Two of Korea's most beloved stars, whose fictional love story captured millions, had found their real happily ever after. When the wedding dust settled, most celebrity couples might have rushed back into the spotlight, magazine covers, talk shows, photo shoots. But not Hyun Bin and Son Ye-jin. They did what they've always done best. They disappeared into the calm. No overexposure. No PR stunts. Just two people who wanted to live, not as stars, not as characters, but as husband and wife. Their agencies released only a few official photos from the wedding, quiet, elegant, soaked in genuine love. Hyun Bin's eyes, usually so stoic, were full of warmth. Son Ye-jin's smile, soft and sincere, said everything words couldn't. The public didn't just celebrate, they felt peace. It was as if everyone had watched a love story come full circle. Fans coined them the nickname Binjin, a name that became a symbol of real love in the entertainment world. And what made it even more touching was how normal their life seemed after the big day. They were spotted shopping for groceries together, walking their dog in Seoul, or quietly enjoying dinner with friends. No entourage, no cameras, no pretenses. When Son Ye-jin posted an Instagram photo of their homemade meal with the caption, "Today's chef, my husband," fans around the world melted. Hyun Bin, the once untouchable leading man, was now the husband who cooks for Ye-jin. It was love made simple, and that's what made it so powerful. Then, just when fans thought the story couldn't get sweeter, June 2022 brought another chapter. Son Ye-jin announced she was pregnant. Her Instagram caption read softly, "A new life has come to us. We are still amazed, but we are living it day by day with gratitude." The post gathered millions of likes in hours. The entertainment world went silent, and then exploded with joy. For fans, it wasn't just another celebrity pregnancy announcement. It was proof that fairy tales could extend beyond the credits. When their baby boy was born in November 2022, Hyun was filming overseas. But according to reports, he immediately flew home, canceling his schedule to be by Sun Yi-jin's side. He told the press later, "Coming home to them is the best role I'll ever play." Sun Yi-jin, in her interviews afterward, glowed. Motherhood softened her, but it also made her stronger. She spoke about how Hyun would wake up early to help, feed the baby, and learn lullabies. "He's the same man from Crash Landing on You," she said once, laughing. "Except now, he's changing diapers instead of saving me from North Korea." It was the kind of quote that fans tattooed in their hearts. In 2023 and 2024, both stars made careful choices with their projects. Hyun returned to film roles that challenged him but never kept him too far from home. Sun Yi-jin, meanwhile, chose to rest and focus on family, occasionally appearing at events. Always serene, always glowing. They weren't rushing. They were pacing their love, proving that in an industry built on fleeting fame, some things can stay timeless. Their shared understanding of fame, pressure, and privacy made them stronger. They didn't let the cameras define their relationship, they defined it for themselves. Today, Hyun and Sun Yi-jin are more than just actors, they're symbols. Their love story has become a benchmark for fans and fellow celebrities alike. It's no longer just about Crash Landing on You or The Negotiation. It's about the quiet, graceful love they've built behind closed doors. When asked recently if she believes in destiny, Sun Yi-jin smiled and said, "I didn't until I met him." And Hyun, in a rare interview, simply added, "She's my best decision." Those words hit harder than any scripted line. The beauty of the Hyun and Sun Yi-jin love story lies not in drama, scandal, or spectacle, but in sincerity. It's a story that transcends screen time and red carpets, a reminder that even in an industry built on illusion, real love can still exist. They didn't just crash land into each other's lives, they anchored there. From colleagues to co-stars, from rumor to reality, from acting to everlasting love, their story reads like a script the world never wants to end. And maybe that's because, for the first time, the ending isn't just happily ever after. It's happily always.